Hello, Callistus. Good evening, everyone. Callistus, can you hear me?
Yes,
Eh?
my can.
Okay,
Good
so
evening.
please, I make you the host now, eh? In case if Paul Alabi come, give him the hosting right because I've been waiting and I need to step out.
All right, no
Yeah?
problem. No problem.
Okay, but
No
you don't
problem.
have to make somebody a host, right?
Yeah, I do.
Thank you.
All right.
Good evening, everyone.
All right, William. Please, who's to handle everything? Hello, William. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm with you. Sorry, can you just make me co-host here? We have our moderator here, and yeah, we can take it up from here. Thank you very much, boss.
All right.
Yeah, good evening. So it's 5 o'clock on the dot. We'll just leave we'll just give let's say 5 minute interval for all other guests to join in. So we'll wait on maybe by 5 p.m. 5:05 p.m. we can start. Moderator, please take note here. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I guess you can hear me. Hello, please confirm that you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you,
Yeah,
Anthony. Yeah,
All right,
so
thank
good
you.
evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Yeah, sorry,
So
Anthony.
Yes, we can hear you.
Can you hear me?
yes, I
Yes, we
can.
can hear you.
Okay, we wanted to give a 5 minutes window. So this is 5:03. So maybe by 5:05 you can kickstart here.
It's all right. That's what I
Okay.
wanted to. Yeah.
All right, thank you very much. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, moderator, I think you can comment now. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much. Once again, good evening, everyone, and I'm happy that we are all, present here, even if we're still waiting for some persons to join. But I must really commend your effort, okay, for joining for today's technical lecture, and it is our time to have a wonderful, listening period with a special guest today. Now, this is SP, Society of Petroleum Engineers, and I would want to, in a special way, thank the organizers for this program, section chair, Dr. Adetona, our program chair, Engineer Elvis, and also our young professional chair, that's our YP chair, Mr. Lucky, and also his subordinate, Mr. Nelson. Thank you so much for your effort so far. Now it's my pleasure to have all of you here right here for our marching technical section. And we are here to listen to a special guest who is going to be our facilitator for today. Is no other person than Engineer Praise Agbabi. And I know she's present here with us. And thank you so much for, first of all, agreeing to give a talk, and also making sure that, we really enjoy today. All right. Today's topic is going to be from wellhead to exports. Okay. And please, I want us to, try to pay attention to everything she's going to say today, because I believe that she has a lot of information to pass on to us technically, practically, and I am sure that she's fit to dish out this section. Thank you so much, every one of you. Okay, while we still wait for some persons to join, we have already started. Okay, I remain myself, Odige Anthony, and the chief editor of section 104, Warri section. Firstly, before we jump into, welcoming her to come and give her speech, we would move to the next in our list, which is the safety brief. So we're going to call on Ejiro Golaka, okay, to give us the safety brief for today's meeting. Thank you so much. The floor is open for you.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Please confirm if you can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you very much for joining today's call. And I will go ahead with the safety brief. I'm Ogene Fejiro, currently work with SLB. From the safety brief, it's important to mute your mic whenever you're not speaking to avoid any form of interruptions during the session. And this will also help us to be able to accommodate flow without interruption. Then it's also important to be at alert and aware of your environment, most especially some of us that may be in an enclosed environment, maybe your room or your office. You're sure enough to hear, let's say, an alarm. An alarm may not necessarily be a bell, but someone reaching out to you. Then for those of us that may be in the office today, you want to be sure that your base is, you can hear the alarm system of your base where you're located. Then in the course of the session, when we are done with the presentation by the guest speaker, we'll be using the following for proper moderation of questions, suggestions, or other information that we may have. So the C is for comment. Anytime you type in C, it means comment. And then Q is for questions. So with that, we're able to accommodate the questions and also the suggestion from participants. It's also important to raise your hand whenever you want to speak. Just for instance, you're not able to use the chat button, you can always raise your hand. And when it's your turn, you'll be called upon to go ahead with your talk. Then the other thing I want to say is you should ensure that the system you're using, like the devices you're using from your connection through Bluetooth, your earphones, you ensure that the sound is not too loud to avoid any distortion to your hearing, and also not too low for you not to be able to hear what the guest speaker or any of the moderators will be communicating with us. It is very important to maintain a good sitting posture, your back well placed on your chair, and also your phone device with your eyes. Proper brightness is also advised. And with this, I would love to welcome you to the session. So far, I'm not sure we receive any fire alarm from any of the team. Remember your convenience wherever you are, and do well to have a very engaging interaction today. Thank you very much. Over to you, Anthony.
All right, thank you so much, Ejiro, for that wonderful speech, safety brief, sorry to say. And we have heard you, and we would abide with those instructions. And next on our agenda is our opening remarks, and we are going to, in a special way, welcome Lucky Emiemie, the YP Share. Please, let's listen. Thank you.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Sorry, I'll be stepping in for Lucky this evening. Who's engaged. So please confirm you can hear me.
Yeah,
Yes,
we can.
we can hear you.
All right, thank you very much. My name is Nelson Peter. I'm the YP co-chair. It's a pleasure to welcome everyone to this beautiful technical lecture for today. First of all, I would like to appreciate all senior members on the call. I can see our section director on the call, the person of Mr. Tammy Biambo, and other professionals on the call. Let me use this opportunity to also appreciate our speaker for the day, the person of Engineer Praise. Thank you so much for taking it upon yourself to have this, I believe, a wonderful session that we're looking forward to. And to the general house, I want to welcome you to this wonderful call on the team from wellhead to exports. I believe today's session is an opportunity for us to deepen our understanding on the full value chain that transforms our hydrocarbon, right, from the initial occurrence, right, from how it's been formed from the wellhead and down towards export. So this is like the major thing, or one of the, well, let's say it encompasses everything that you can talk about in the oil and gas industry. And because this topic lies at the heart of the oil and gas industry's operation. And looking at the topic, one of the things that really struck me is how the topic was able to put together the in summary everything that happens right from drilling, from production to processing, transportation, and every little thing, every little nitty-gritty that you can think about, right, from the wellhead to the export, just as the topic says. So I believe it's a session that as young professionals will learn a lot from, would help us to build our competencies. For some persons, it will just be an awareness. For others, it will be a knowledge section. And I believe for most persons that are already skilled, they'll pick one or two things from this that will help them to build themselves, and they can apply also in their professional growth and wherever they find themselves working. So I'm looking forward to this lecture, and I believe you are looking forward to having a wonderful time as well. So I would just like us to be fully engaged in this. I would also enjoin you to take your notes, right? So be ready to ask insightful questions, and make sure that you are learning, because I believe that this is a session that would help us to learn a lot. So thank you so much for being here. We look forward to a productive and enlightening lecture this evening. Thank you once again, everyone.
Thank you so much, Mr. Nelson, for that wonderful rendition, of trying to making sure that we learn a lot from this section. Okay, right now, without wasting much of our time, we will have to meet our speaker. And she's a person of Engineer Praise Otitochukwu Agbabi, a lecturer of Delta State University, Abraka. So we've definitely, call her name, and right now we will now be welcoming her. Yes, we'll be welcoming her right now. But before then, we will just, take the introduction, of our guests. Engineer Praise Otitochukwu Agbabi is a petroleum engineering academic and researcher with groaning in teaching, research, and academic administration in Nigeria higher education system. She really has a strong commitment in engineering, education, applied research, and service to the engineering sector. She was born on 12 December 1993. She obtained a BNG in petroleum and gas engineering from Delta State, Abraka, in the year 2016, and an MSc in petroleum engineering from the University of Ibadan. Currently pursuing a PhD in petroleum engineering at the University of Port Harcourt. She lectures in the Department of Petroleum Engineering, Delta State University, where she's engaged in teaching, research, and academic administration. Her research interest includes flowing produced water treatment, crude oil emission braking, drilling fluid additives, and enhanced oil recovery. She has published several peer-reviewed articles contributing to petroleum engineering, environmental activities, and applied energy research. Engineer Agbabi also served in key administrative roles, including coordinators of the Student Work Experience programs, examination and timetable officers in our department, and assistant examination officers in the Faculty of Engineering. She has contributed a lot to the point of, the student development and also academic planning and departmental activities. The person in question has showed more regard in her field of studies, and she has gotten Koren and a member of Nigeria Society of Engineering at Ughelli branch, and also a member of SP. She's part of our family. As a young academic, she continues to build a profile of impactful leadership, advancing petroleum engineering educations and practice in Nigeria. And as we all know, this person we just introduced is right here on the call, and we are so happy to have her here. So, Ma, please, we would want you to begin your lecture. And as she comes, please, if you could give a thumbs up, it will not be bad. Thank you so much. Or if you're clapping, you should be clapping. Now, Ma, thank you for being available. You can take the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Anthony. Thank you so much for the warm welcome. I see the hands, I see the emojis. Thank you so much. I really want to appreciate everybody on the call and this session for the invite. I want to thank the session chair and session YP also that just did the opening remarks. Thank you all for having me. It's indeed a pleasure whenever we are invited to give technical lectures, because we're all still learning. So when somebody gives you something, it shows that there's a big knowledge that they want you to share. And I'm pleased this evening to also be sharing a little insight into optimizing oil and gas production operations. So like citation that was read. I'm a lecturer in Delta State University, petroleum department. So apart from having studied it in first degree, second degree, and pursuing a PhD in it, I've been lecturing few courses that are related to production engineering. So when I saw the topic, it was something that was interesting because production engineering is something that one cannot fully cover. In petroleum engineering, we know we have areas of specialization. We have drilling, and we have reservoir engineering, and production engineering happens to be one of the major areas of specialization in petroleum engineering. So when we talk about optimizing oil and gas production, we're like looking at the heart of petroleum engineering, because up till drilling and reservoir, you are not in production yet. So we tend to say production engineering is the heart of petroleum engineering. So looking at it, in my school, we do it in year 3, year 4, year 5, to tell you how broad it is for a topic. So it is broken down into sessions, just so that we can cover everything about production engineering. So from wellhead to export actually tells us that this is where it starts.
Hello?
And this is where it should end. Yes.
Hello, ma. Sorry to interject.
Am I audible?
Yes, you are. So I don't know if you have a slide. We have given you a host, right? So you can go ahead and share. And also, sorry, I want to take out this time to acknowledge one of our senior members. So he joined in while the session was going on. So please, everyone on the call, please let's make welcome Engineer Tammy Biambo. So we highly recognize your presence here. Thank you very much for joining this session.
Thank you, sir, for joining. We highly appreciate your joining in. Please confirm that my screen can be seen.
I guess not yet. It's loading.
It's loading. Okay. So immediately
Yeah,
comes
we
on.
can see now. Yeah, we can see now.
Okay. So we've established that this is my presentation overview. So like I was saying, when we talk about optimizing oil and gas production, I'm sure this is a mixed crowd. We have people already in the field, we have students, we have young professionals also. So when we are looking at optimizing, it's a lot actually to cover. Those in the industry or our industry experts, they already deal a lot with optimization of production, because they believe that every barrel of oil that is lost costs a lot to the company. That's huge profit loss or revenue. So when they are planning to take up any project, optimizing production becomes one of the focus for any production engineering out there in the field. So for those that are not yet field experts, there are still things. The fact that we are not yet in the field does not mean that we cannot learn about it, prepare ourselves, know what production optimization is all about, depending when we go out there in the field. So that is an overview of everything we'll be doing: the production system, reservoir to the wellhead, surface facilities, separation, assurance challenges, processing, export and management, integrated optimization, and digital tools, and a few takeaways. So let's jump to it. If you can see the image on the screen, this is the journey of crude oil now, from the reservoir to export. So while it's a natural asset, it's a subsurface asset. Actually, crude oil is a subsurface asset, and it has no commercial value. While it's still in the reservoir, it is just there. Not until it is processed and produced, transported, and sold in specific form, depending on the form that is needed, either as gas or it still remains of no value. So it's an asset, but while it's at the subsurface, it holds no value. So The process may seem simple to everybody, or when we hear about it, when they teach us about it, it's kind of easy. They make us understand that, oh, you just drill, you produce, you separate, you export. But the reality of things tells us that it's an highly integrated system. It is interdependent production system. And every stage that is involved, from getting this crude or the fluid out from the reservoir down to export, where it's sold, where it has commercial value, it requires critical engineering decisions. And those decisions try as much as possible to balance the rate. You're balancing recovery. You're looking out for safety. You're looking out for the integrity of your equipment. And you're also trying to balance all economics that is involved, your NPV and all that. So it is not as straightforward as it seems. Yes, at oversight, we know you're just to produce, drill, and produce and export, but what is involved in it is what we are now looking at. How are we going to optimize this production? So most of the question, or one of the questions we should always ask ourselves, is not really how to produce, how do we get the fluids out of the reservoir, but actually, how are we to produce efficiently, safely, and optimally? And that's why I like one of the roles of a production engineer. I think in most textbooks I've come across, it's always put out that one of the roles of a production engineer is to maximize production in a cost-effective manner and in an environmentally safe way. It's actually interesting. I think I came across that definition while I was a student, and now having to teach, it's something that we introduce to students at early stage, that the role of a production engineer is to maximize production in a cost-effective manner, in an environmentally safe manner. So we're not just thinking, how do we get this fluid out of the reservoir, but how are we going to produce them efficiently, safely, and optimally over the life of the well. A well has, or a field has, a life cycle. How are we going to maintain it? How are we going to sustain it over the given period of time? So in production, we look at it as an integrated chain. What do we mean by integrated chain? Everything is tied to each other. Remember I said it's not straightforward. They are interdependent production systems. So the chain involves from the reservoir to the well bore, from the reservoir, we have to the well bore, we have to the well head, we have surface facilities, we have the processing facilities, we have pipeline and storage network before we get to the exports. Now, every chain is as strong as the weakest link. Any of these links can affect the entire production system. Hence, when we are looking about optimization, and each of these arrows from the reservoir to the wellbore to the wellhead to the processing facility, the surface facility, each arrow here presents an optimization opportunity. Okay, so it's a point of seeing how you can optimize your production. Now, the optimization is not just talking about how are we going to increase production. I think while I was trying to pick, years ago when I was trying to pick a topic for project, because we are doing production engineering, then it sounded interesting. I think I went to pick a topic that has to do with production optimization. And my supervisor called me then and said, "Prince, do you understand the scope of the work you want to do?" And I said, it just sounded like something interesting, how I'm going to make production more. He said, "Really? Go and read again, if that is all there is to it." And at that point, immediately he said it like that. I knew that it's not really just managing the production. It's not going to be something to just take on. So I just quickly changed my project topic. That was back then. So by lecturing and interfacing with people in the industry, I've come to realize that each of these arrows are optimization opportunity. And when they are talking about optimization, they are not just asking you what to increase, how to increase production, but it's actually talking about a balance, how you are to balance all these systems together. So when we are looking at optimizing, we're saying we have a system that is connected to each other. No system is in isolation. None of these systems operates in isolation. They are all interconnected, and failure at any point can affect the entire system. Once one system or one point, once there's a bottleneck or constraint in that system, it can affect the entire system. So when we mean optimizing, we're trying to say, let there be a balance in all the system. At every point in time, create a balance that will ensure that you are producing from the beginning of the well to the end of the life cycle. So as production engineers or as petroleum engineers or wherever we find ourselves, we should constantly ask ourselves, where is the current problem? Where is the problem we are to experience? What are the potential constraints that we may experience as we produce? And secondly, where can intervention be done? That is what sets people apart when you're talking about production. Your ability to predict, your ability to identify these bottlenecks that can arise in the course of your production, and how you can produce what intervention mechanism. What are the designs? What are the operations that should come in? What are the technology that can be put into place to give the greatest uplift and make the system work together? So that is basically what our that's basically what the whole thing about optimization is, knowing fully well that it is not just to increase production, but to create a balance in it. So this is what we call the production system. The production system is talking about every point that, or every system that enhances your production. So we have what we call from the reservoir, we have the well bore, we have the surface facilities, and we have pipeline and what exports. So let's look at production. Let's look at the production system. Like I rightly said, production optimization will treat production as an integrated system. No system is isolated. So even from the reservoir to the well bore, fluid will move from the reservoir first to the well bore, from the well bore to the well,